Hi guys, my name's Emma and let's talk spooky stuff. So I asked you guys on Twitter like a little while ago, maybe a week or so ago, if you want to see another Q&A from me because it's been a while. And you guys said yes, which made me really happy because that means you'd like to hear me speak. Maybe it's just my accent. A lot of people say that they like my accent. I don't know why. Anyway, blabbering on. First, I'm just gonna do some really annoying housekeeping just because I've already got your attention. Don't forget guys, next week I have the 12 days of Christmas. That is starting on Tuesday. So that means there will be no video on Monday, only because from Tuesday, we're doing 12 days in a row. So Monday video or 12 videos in a row. What do you guys think? Pretty much the idea of that is every single day we have a DVD to unwrap together. I don't know any of them. And Dean's pretty much picked 12 horror movies. I get to go through them. I'm not sure if I've seen them. He's tried to pick ones that he hasn't heard me talk about. And we do a little vlog style review. And it's kind of like 31 Days of Horror, but surprise, it's a present, you know? It's 12 days of Christmas, but the one exception to the rule is on the 25th of December, which is Christmas, I have a present for you guys, and that'll be a really cool video for you guys to watch. And remember to bring your notepad and pen for that one because I think that you guys are going to draw some inspiration from it. So I'm really excited for that and hopefully you guys are too. Please give me a thumbs up if you are. Also, something else I want to touch on really quickly. I have just, as of today, hit 4,500 subscribers. 4,500, which is a huge deal to me. Huge, huge, huge. So thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. I am speechless, not really, because I talk a lot, but I'm so excited and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that I'm doing some cool content for you guys. I have so much plans for the new year, so things aren't slowing down here. But enough of that, let's get straight onto the Q&A. Let's start with Twitter. I have a couple from Matt Rose. I'll just try and find ones that I haven't answered before. He's asked me what's my favorite kind of music genre. Most of the stuff I listen to falls in alternative rock, I guess. If you're gonna have to give me a box to fit in, that's the one I'd probably fit in. What's my favorite singer / musician currently? Haters, gather round. I'm a Kanye West fan. And I'm actually so mad because today is the day that that footage came out with him and Trump. And I already knew that he was like weird with Trump, but man, Kanye, I tolerate so much. Why are you gonna play me like this? I guess other than him, it would have to be Tom York because I love Radiohead. And his next question was, what was my favorite 90s TV show? I feel like I totally did not prepare for this, but I thought it was probably better just to say it off the top of my head instead of rehearsed answers. Favorite 90s TV show? I feel like Rugrats is definitely showing my age. And I guess the other one I would definitely have to say is Seinfeld. I was a huge fan, still am a huge fan. Another question that Matt has asked is, Saw or Hostel, which series did I prefer? Definitely Saw. I'm Australian, so Lee 1L all the way. He asked me what my favorite Christmas movies. Definitely Nightmare Before Christmas and Home Alone. I'm a huge Home Alone fan. I'm gonna go straight onto Facebook because I know I have a lot on there. Bobby Richardson asked me if I ever thought of making a horror movie. I mean, I've thought about it, but would I? Probably not. I'd like to be on a panel of people who would, you know, kind of come together and make a horror movie. I'd be so happy to do that, but me alone, probably not. A lot goes into that stuff. Majid, I think I say your name, I'm really sorry. What is my dream horror movie crossover? I don't know, I don't really dream about that kind of thing. I'd say like Martyrs and The Ring. He also asked me what 2017 movie am I most excited to see. It has to be Rings, I think, or It. Pretty much Rings though, I'm really excited to see that. And then he also asked me what my favorite RuPaul Drag Race season is. I'm not sure what season it is, but the season with Sharon Needles. I love Sharon Needles. Sarah Field wrote an interesting question. I'd like to know which was your favorite horror film that put the fear of God in me. I'm sure you mean this in a different way than I'm reading it, but I don't believe in the God, so nothing against any religion or for that, but no fear of God is in me. But she also asked me which is my favorite sort of movie, like slashers, zombies, ghost stories, etc. I love the paranormal, Sarah, and I love aliens, but I also like a little psychological thriller horror. Huge fan of them. Gabriel asked me a very interesting question. They said, do you feel that if you dive too deep into horror, that you'll mentally damage yourself? No, because I feel like I've already got there and kind of come back. I don't think that you can mentally damage yourself from watching a movie. That's just like when you play video games and that's the violence is rubbing off on you. You want to go like shoot some people in the head. I don't think that that is real. I really don't. I think that movies are fiction, and unless you are already mentally damaged, it can't affect you in that kind of way. In other words, I really don't think it will affect me. Joshua asked me what advice would I give to a new YouTube movie review channel. Oh my God, I would give so much advice. My number one tip would definitely be to stay consistent. I have worked so hard on this channel, I can't tell you, but it's so rewarding. So don't give up. And if you're consistent and your heart's in the right place and you're always passionate, whether it might be the unpopular opinion you have or the popular opinion, just stick with it. If everyone's gonna hate you for your opinion, like in Kanye West, still be honest, because people can see that. That's what I think. I'm totally gonna butcher your name, I'm really sorry. Maricot? Oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. What cliches do you think should die in horror movies? I like how you used the term die, that was very fitting. I think in all movies, you know what should die is the dream sequence, when you wake up and it was all just a dream. I think that's a bit bleh. Also, actually, the doppelganger rule, where someone is doing something in a film and it's actually the one person instead of two people. It's very Fight Clubby, sorry, spoiler alert. But it's been done so many times, and it's been done so many times in horror movies that I think it just should not happen for at least 10 years. They should put a ban on that. But again, if it's done the right way and it fools me, I can't hate on that. Iquus, 21, who I actually recognize your name and your picture, and you've been around for a while, asked me, do you enjoy horror short films on YouTube made for basically no money? If so, what was the best one you've seen? Yeah, I do. I love that. And I kind of went through this with my patrons a couple of months ago. We watched a whole heap of them. There was a really cool one about someone under the bed, which I thought was really cool. And there was also a really cool one where the lights out came from. I thought that was a really good idea. And a lot of movies that I do watch in real life that even are big productions, sometimes you think that they'll be so much better as a short film just because the idea is definitely there, but they feel like they try and like fill it out too much. So I think that, yeah, of course, I love short films. Why wouldn't you? Mladen, I think, says, besides horror movies, what other genre movies do I like? And is there a genre that I don't like? I love thrillers. I know it doesn't fall far from horror. I don't mind a comedy here and there. I love musicals. I love musicals. Things I don't like, action and superhero movies. I'm really sorry, I'd probably just crushed a lot of souls. But I do love Batman. So, I don't know. I'm just not a big into like the whole new action superhero franchises. Like, it's just too much for me. Steve says, I really wish they'd stop making those found footage type movies. What's my opinion? I love found footage. Woo! Mainly because I feel like it gives people who do not have a lot of money to make movies that extra movie magic to be able to figure out the logistics behind making a scary scene without having to have CGI effects or even like practical effects. To think about, like, I know I'm gonna bring this back and everyone's gonna hate this, the Paranormal Activity movies, when they have a knock on the wall or a knock on the door and you can hear something, can you know it's just them in that house? Like, it is scary. A lot of people say they don't think that it's scary, but it's scary. Same with Blair Witch, especially the original, I guess. The whole thing when he's in the corner at the end, they built it up so well. I love it. I think it's real, authentic movie magic. It's very psychological. I'm a huge fan of it. I do think that they are taking it for granted these days. They're making a lot of really shitty movies, but they're also making some really cool ones. Like if you've seen Afflicted, I think it is called. That's a great movie. There is some guys in there that are cool, like Wreck, but yeah, they do get a bad name, and I feel like it's kind of sad. Or like As Above, So Below. I like that film too. Jose asks, what country would I like to visit and incorporate a haunted ghost tour into most? Ever thought of visiting the USA? If so, what cities? Yes! I'd love to go to Mexico. I'm going to South Korea. Hopefully next year. I'd love to go to America. I'd like to go to a lot of places. Pretty much anywhere I go, I'd like to do a haunted tour, and that's like my plan, really. If I went to America, of course I want to go to America. I'm just really sad about the whole Trump situation, but that's another day, another video. What cities would I want to go to? I want to go to most of them. If I went to America, I'd want to stay like 6 months if possible. Probably not going to happen, maybe a month or two, and really do all of like the coasts, east and west. But particularly, I would really like to go to like Texas. I've always wanted to go to Texas. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, New York. I don't know, like all the common places as well, Las Vegas, but especially New Orleans and Texas, I'd really like to go to. And then my last one is from Keenan. What's a direction that you really like horror films to explore in the future? With that in mind, where do you actually think they'll go? I'm thinking mainly along lines of bigger budget films, because we all know the indie films do whatever they please, but any direction for any size will do. I get what you mean, because you're talking about what kind of trends maybe we would get into. I don't know. I feel like we've explored so much until you kind of think of something new and then you realize, man, we haven't talked about that yet. All I hope for and all I ask is original content. That's all I think is that matters. When more technologies come out, we're gonna see even more, like, instead of just found footage, we're totally gonna see like a new type of technology, like bring that out again, if that makes sense. And I also want to see some of the old genres reborn in a way. Like, I'm really into like the whole surrealism type horror, even if you want to interpret that into like Nightmare on Elm Street when they're actually inside the dream. Like, I like that surrealism, or like a Razorhead, a Videodrome. I'd love to see that brought back. I don't know if it's possible without making it a full-fledged like animation or CGI, but I'd like to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I answered a lot of stuff, and hopefully it's not too long of a video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and yay, we made it to 4,500 subscribers. Thank you so much for being part of this ghouly, weird ass family. I understand that I'm not like a lot of other review YouTubers. I kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm just like you guys, and I really appreciate that you guys are sticking around, and I have so much cool content for you guys in the future, including the 12 days of Christmas coming up starting on the 20th. I'll see you guys very soon, very soon. See you on Tuesday for my first day of the 12 days of Christmas. I'll talk to you guys then. Stay spooky, guys. Bye.